So I think I say this every year. This is probably one of my favorite times of the year. And I think for most homeschool moms, this is true. We are in new curriculum, ordering, receiving stage, planning. It's my favorite. I think the only thing that could possibly come close to it is Christmas, but it's a very close second. If you are new around here, hi, my name is Brittany. I am a homeschool mom to 4 kids, grades we are going into grade 11, grade 4, 2nd grade, and kindergarten year 1. And that's kind of confusing, but she's an older preschooler, young, like it's confusing. Her birthday is right at that cutoff point. So today we are going to talk about our family subjects for the 2025-2026 school year. You'll have to forgive me. I am getting over a cold. I am almost there. We're in the home stretch. I just have the lingering cough that's still hanging around. Also, if it gets a little loud, I have kids down the hallway. They have been allowed screen time, but it does not always work to keep them quiet. So we are gonna start. First of all, I wanna say that when I say, crap, hold on, no. Okay, sorry, I have a house chicken and she escaped. So we'll talk more about that later, some other day. So, okay, so my family subjects, we are talking specifically about what I do with my elementary school kids. Obviously, my 11th grader is going to be doing his own thing for like history and science. He does sit in for our devotions time and our Bible and stuff like that. But this is mostly for my elementary school kids. So let's start off with Bible, which is what we do first thing in the morning over breakfast. So every morning, even this year, we started out with World Watch, which is a current events for Christian kids. And I really like it. It kind of gives us a broader scope of what is happening in the world, and without it being too much news. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you're watching the news, it just gets very depressing very quickly. Once we finish our World Watch, we move on to Bible. For Bible, we literally just read through the Bible. I read about one chapter, or if it's a really long chapter, I'll split it in half and we'll do about 30 verses, and then we just sit and discuss. I have found this is how I've done Bible for the entirety of our homeschooling journey, and this is just, it works really well for us. We just go right through it, and then whenever we finish, we go through it again. No, ma'am, stay in your cage. Stay in your pen, ma'am. Fluffer butt. Can you hear her? Okay. So I forgot something. So what we do after we do Bible is we do our memory verses. Once again, I don't have any specific system. I pick verses that I would like for us to do. We go through a new verse until everybody has it pretty well down pat. And then I pull 3 cards off the top and we go over those, and then we send them to the back. It's very, very simple, but very, very effective. Consistency is key with Bible and with memory work. It's just keep doing it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it super hard, or else you're not going to do it. Just keep it very simple and stick with it. After World Watch, we normally go through our creed that we are working to memorize. Last year we did the Apostles' Creed, which was what our church was doing for the kids. And so it worked out really well. We do the Apostles' Creed every morning right now. I think next year we're going to do the Nicene Creed, and we just go through it. It's how we transition from our Bible into more memory work. Then after that, we'll do our recitation and stuff like that. So that's how we have done devotions this school year, and it has worked very, very well. It's the most consistent we've ever been with our devotions, and I'm really pleased with it, so that's not going to change. Moving on to science, we are doing something new this year that I have never tried. We are doing introductory science. So this is a video-based curriculum. It is for elementary school kids, this particular level. I think their video-based curriculum goes up through middle school. And I am very excited because I am not I'm a history person, not a science person. And so to get to do this on a video based is extremely exciting for me, because I enjoy science, but it's not something I'm going to read about. And my kids have watched some of the clips that they have on their website, and they are so excited. So it is a 5-day-a-week curriculum, which is going to be weird for us also, because we've always done science like 2 or 3 times a week. So that's going to be an adjustment. So, but it's, from my understanding, it's very short. The videos are like 15 minutes, and I have 2 student workbooks, because I have my 2nd grader is going to do workbook A, and then my 4th grader will do workbook B, and then my kindergartner is just along for the ride. And I've looked through this. I'm very pleased with it, how it's written. Sometimes I felt like Apologia's books were a little too heavy on the writing front for that age range, especially since we do so much writing everywhere else. This feels like the perfect amount of writing to get the retention without overwhelming them. We are doing something new. So I mentioned in our homeschool update video that we have switched fully into classical. And so we have started Latin this year. Now we are using Memoria Press, and Memoria Press is really designed to be used based on your age level. So we are doing it differently this year because it was our first year, and I went ahead and got just Prima Latina, which is technically for their 2nd, 3rd grade range. But I'm finding the grammar is really easy. We've already started this. My kids were so excited to get it in, and my 2nd grader was actually ready to move up into her 2nd grade curriculum back in like February. So we've been working through this. They were so excited to get it in, and they didn't want to wait either. The grammar portion in it does seem a little bit easy for my 4th grader, but it's perfect on par for my 2nd grader, and he's still getting a lot of the Latin. And since my 4th grader has had some struggles with grammar and writing and spelling in the past, he's my math kid. I've said it so many times, math and science. He's starting to really like history. He does not love language arts. I feel like having him go through Prima Latina first for his first exposure to Latin is really, really, really good. I love this curriculum so far. It does have a video. So each kid, you have your teacher guide, and then each student has their own student workbook. And there are video lessons that you watch once a week, and then you review the material and you do the flashcards and stuff like that from the curriculum. And the videos are excellent. They're a little older, but they're really, really good, and the kids really enjoy it as well. So moving on to history. I'm gonna go more in depth as to why we did Biblioplan last year. I don't wanna say I hated it, but I had a lot of problems with it. How it was written, the church history aspect of it, I really did not like. As a history nerd myself, it really bothered me. There were certain aspects, and I can get further into that if anybody wants to know, but we did go back. I'm missing my book. Darn it. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, it's right in front of me. We did decide to go back to Story of the World. So we went back, and we are finishing up right now. We've got 2 more weeks in Middle Ages, and we will move into Early Modern for next year. I am so excited. I love Story of the World. The only thing I don't like about Story of the World is it is a neutral curriculum, and being Christians, I do want biblical and church history woven into our curriculum. But what I kept finding with all of our Christian curriculum that I was getting, either it was really, really boring, or it was really engaging, but it was historically inaccurate from just the world history side, or they were inserting ideas and doctrine that I did not agree with into the curriculum. So what I decided, especially I was talking to my pastor about it a little bit, and then just some other friends that I have, and what I've decided is I need to write something myself. And so what we're gonna do this year, because this is gonna be a passion project of mine that's gonna take more than just a couple of months, because I wanna do it justice. What I have decided is I am gonna write something to go along with Story of the World that gives like a devotional that can be read alongside it, a companion guide, if you will, to give all of the church history or the biblical history that's going on, point to how God's working in and through these events, and just really help kids to see that God's hand is in all of history and we can see his faithfulness through it. So I want to build that out myself. But like I said, I don't want to rush through it, especially we're all the way in early modern times. I really want to start from the very beginning. So that's something that I'm going to work on. For right now, that was a whole aside. I'm sorry. For right now, I have God's timeline that I'm going to run alongside it so that I can insert the church history. Because I love history, I can just talk about it, and that's pretty easy for me. This book is really cool because it is literally a timeline of church history. You just have the dates and you read what happened around those dates. It also has, in between these sections, it had different things that were happening. So the translating of the Bible after the Reformation, and so how this is like the Council of Trent kind of stuff, how the Roman Catholic Church responded to the Reformation. Back toward the beginning, it has a lot of like foundational doctrine kind of stuff, you know, like the first missionary. So you're talking about Paul. Here you have creeds and confessions, the medieval church, what is Islam, how the Pope became, you know, when the Bishop of Rome got elevated to the Pope. And so just a lot of really good information. So I really do enjoy this book. I've been through it, and we're currently working through it right now. But I am going to keep on running through it until I get my curriculum built out. And so hopefully by the time we make it all the way around, we're going to go, my kids were so young, we're going to go back through it again. And so I'll have it ready by then. Oh, something I missed as part of our devotions. We do the Truth and Grace Memory book from Founders Ministries. You can get it on Amazon. It's like $10. This one is 1st through 4th grade, or no, age 2 all the way up through 4th grade. So my middle son is about to go out of it. He's behind schedule, so we may do it through 5th or 6th grade. Then you move up to the blue book. And so I'll pull verses from here. It has what is included in it. It has the some of the verses to memorize. It has hymns to memorize, and then it has the catechism for boys and girls. And I like this one because it's very simplistic, and it is from a Baptist perspective. It is the Baptist version of the Heidelberg, but translated down to children's level. And so I really enjoy this. We have been using this since my middle son, oh goodness, was 2, like something crazy around there. I can't remember how long it's been. It's been years and years and years, and we love it. Oh, along with our history, we are also doing a lot of read alouds. I don't have those lists yet. Oh, that's not true. I have the list, but I'm getting all of those from the library because my book list is ridiculous, as you'll see in my next videos. And so I am getting all of those books from the library. I think there's only 2 books that I had to purchase, but I have my book list. I can list it down below. If anybody wants it, I can give it to you. But we love read alouds. And so I have about 10 read alouds that we're going to do alongside Story of the World. Then we also have, we do the Classical Conversations timeline song. It's excellent. Absolutely amazing. There is a video, it's on YouTube, the whole video for the timeline song. And then I can link the channel of the woman who does all of the hand motions to go with Classical Conversations timeline song. We've been doing it since the beginning of last year. It is so, so good. And then we also, this will be my 4th grader's first year getting to do all of the activities in the activity books, like the map and stuff like that. So he's not as excited about it as I am, but I'm excited about it. Okay, read alouds. I don't really have a lot of our read alouds yet. We kind of just pick them as we finish. When we get close to wrapping up, I'll start looking at different ideas on what we want to do. Currently, we are going through the Chronicles of Narnia. We are on book 1 I've gone through it with my oldest son, but my younger kids were not quite ready, and now they are. And so I was trying to wait for all of them to get there. So we are on book 1. So we will be working through these over our summer break and probably into the beginning of next year. So this will be our first read aloud. I do plan on putting videos out of what we're currently reading, like as we're going throughout our school year. And then I think the only other thing is our memory work. I don't have a full list at this point. What I do is I get my folder and then I kind of pick just science, geography, history, and Christian studies, different things that go along with our curriculum. Like I'll pull out our science book and kind of go through what are they going to learn about this year and what are we wanting to memorize. We're currently memorizing the periodic table song there's a song on YouTube, super fun. And so that's what they're memorizing for science right now. History, we're memorizing the presidents right now. After that, I do want them to memorize the states in alphabetical order, and then I just kind of add on. And then obviously the timeline. Geography, we were using Classical Conversations geography list for the order in which they do their geography, but some of it felt silly, like they don't need to know all of the European waters, although that did come in handy when we were doing Bible one time. But I'm more focused on the larger countries. So we're gonna start with, they have all of the continents already down and all of the oceans. And so I think we're gonna move into the larger countries first and then kind of zone in. If you do a lot of memory work with your kids, like geography, please leave it in the comments. How do you decide like what geography you're gonna do? That would be amazing. I also thought about just doing states first. I'm not quite sure. And then Christian studies, we have done historically, like we've done Fruit of the Spirit, the books of the Bible, and then the creeds, obviously, and lots of verses. Those are what we've memorized this year. And so I've already mentioned we're gonna do the Nicene Creed this year. And then I'm gonna compile a list of verses that I'd like for us to memorize this year. One more thing I forgot to add in here that I haven't figured out exactly how I wanna incorporate it. These art cards, and they're very beautiful. I want to do more art studies, but I'm not quite sure exactly how I want to go about doing this. It does have information about the painting on the back. Again, I don't know exactly how I'm going to go about it, but I do have them. I want to use them. I just have to figure out how I'm going to use them. And so that will be our art studies eventually, whenever I figure out how on earth we're doing art studies. And I think that's everything for our family. Oh, geography. I am wanting to we did not get as big into Window on the World this year as I had wanted. I am wanting to, our plate is so full right now. I want to add geography in, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I'm thinking about just picking a couple of countries. This is a really cool book. Also, it kind of goes into a little bit about their culture and how you can pray for these nations. And so I'm thinking about having this just be a Friday thing and just picking up the book and reading and praying and kind of locating it on the map and keeping it very simple right now because we're doing so many different things. So I'm sorry if this was kind of all over the place. This was my only chance I had to film and everything went kind of chaotic, but I wanted to get it out there because I said I was going to do it this week. And so, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. This is gonna be the first video I have coming out. It is gonna be kind of staggered. I'm still waiting on a lot of stuff for my 11th grader, so his is gonna be the last to come out. I think I'm gonna do preschool, 2nd grade, 4th grade, and then high school. And so it's gonna be over like a month, but I should have those rolling out here pretty quick. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and until next time.